Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop.
Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles.
Bring your grandma and your kids.
I go downtown.
Bring your grandma and your kids.
Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle. Get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids.
Pickle and Boot Shop.
Stay for the squids. Boots.
Pickle time.
Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands.
1996, we start this.
Okay, ready?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Pickle and Boot Shop, a diabolical brainwashing machine.
I hope you're sitting by the fire with your furry Crocs and your thong on, just enjoying some eggnog and Pepsi. Do you remember that? Laverne and Shirley, where
What?
Laverne,
Eggnog and Pepsi?
no, milk and Pepsi.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it was on the show. It was a drink, and I
They
think
mix
it's
the milk
called,
with Pepsi.
yeah, I think it's called a brown cow.
It's called a Code Brown.
Yeah, I think it's called a brown cow, and you do half Pepsi and half milk. And she used to drink them on Laverne and Shirley all the time.
Doesn't it curdle? Like immediately it starts to make it into cottage cheese inside of flat Pepsi?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
We're going to try it.
I think it's like a milkshake, like a float
I don't think so. No.
is what I would imagine.
Nope. No. I've tried this as a kid. You try and mix things together.
Yeah.
Like, is this good? Nope, it's not. That's how you learn.
We would
Don't
in
do
junior
it.
high, we would take a sandwich bag, fill it with all the leftovers of what nobody wanted to eat at lunch, mix it with milk, and then go into the restroom, hold the corners of the bag and flick it all over the urinals. And so it looked like somebody went in there and just pooped all over the urinals.
Wow.
And we thought it was hilarious as a kid. And now as an adult, I'm like, somebody had to go in there and clean that.
That's right. You're like, oh, can't wait to talk to Jesus about this one.
Yeah, put that on the old list.
Put that on the resume.
I mean,
So, Joe, do you remember this? Do you remember doing this? Look at here's Alfonso cleaning up. He couldn't see his family that night. No,
right.
he was already in overtime, so he couldn't clock in for this.
Yeah, Ted
cleaned it
and
for
Rose
free.
had to clean up your mush mix, and you ruined the bathroom for all these kids that needed to go today, and you thought it was funny.
They were
It's like,
planning
isn't
on
it-
having kids until that moment. And then
Like-
they decided her ovaries just shriveled right then.
Oh, they were like, forget it. In fact, we're going the opposite. We're gonna start bullying kids.
And did they do it?
Yes,
Good.
very much so.
Well, so you
No.
started that chain reaction, Joe.
I did. Now, here's the thing. As an adult, you know what angers me?
What?
When people spit their gum in a urinal.
Yeah, what is that about? Do they think
'Cause
it's
same
gonna
thing.
go down?
Like, I'll be at work and I'll like go to pee in a urinal and someone's like spit their gum or they spit their like dip, like their dip pouch in there. And I'm like, hey, like you guys, like, and the janitor that goes around our building, his name is Jeff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Jeff has to get that out.
With
A
his
grown
finger.
man. Yeah. A grown man has to put on rubber gloves and pull your gum out. Like, come on, man. Like, show the guy some respect. And so that's been my fight as an adult. I'm sure there's bigger things out there in this world that need to be fought for, but I'm guessing other people have that handled.
I would say that's a
Mine-
pretty big task that you should
Yeah.
take that on. That is a
Yeah.
good fight, Joe.
Yeah, because I cannot stand it.
Joe, I'd say that's the fight of your life.
Fight of my life. Is the fight of my life.
I love that album.
I like the low light of me singing the Flowery song. That was hysterical. I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. And like I sat down on the old turlet and pulled up Instagram, and then I'm on there doing that. I thought that was pretty funny.
I loved it. Hey, did you watch the football last night? Like you said you were going to do?
Yeah, I did.
Who won?
I watched it, and then when Michigan was just routing the Huskies, I turned it off.
Michigan won.
Unfortunately, Michigan won. Yeah,
Have you ever heard of Michigan? You ever been there?
I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, I know a band from there. Johnny Respect.
Yep. Great band. Even better fellas.
Oh, you know what? I know a ska band from Michigan.
Buck.
Bucket
Mustard
Center?
Plug.
Mustard Plug. I was thinking of the Inside.
Suicide Machines. Exceptions.
Machines. Parker Kings.
Axe Mama.
I forgot about Axe Mama. You know,
Yeah.
Colorado, maybe 3 ska bands. There was the Scavengers, who became the Vengers, and then us. And then the Scavengers, I think, got pissed because we were getting way too much attention, and they'd been there for since the 80s. They were like OGs, and then all of a sudden, here's us like, "Hey, fellas!" You're like, I hate them. We're ska. Like they were like a real two-tone, like British sounding ska.
Yeah.
I think the singer was British. We screwed it up for everyone. Like, they're
Yeah.
like, hey, we dyed our hair pink, and we're gonna skank in place.
We're the third wave ska.
Third wave.
Look at my shoulder pads. It has a Canadian flag that pops up.
Several baby
can't.
heads. And they're just like, ugh. Take your suits off. Guys, just take your suits off. Let's burn them in this pile.
We're done. We're done here.
5 Frenzy, you ruined Colorado.
We're moving to Orange County.
That's what happened.
We're moving to Orange County where the two-tone flows like the salmon of Capistrano.
That's salmon. Toronto.
So you told me that there's going to be some news, like a PSA that you have to do on this.
Yes.
What's this all about?
So, this has been brought to my attention, and I want to make this right. So on episode 70, I was talking about my divorce and like what happened with Agata Ozawa, and she reached out to me. She said that
Again, but she always does.
she said part of her animosity was she felt like I was making fun of her mother for having cancer, or that her mother had cancer, and that I said that she was like a rabid animal. And she was really hurt by that. And she and I obviously have not, like, we have some beef. We have had some differences. But I just want to say that I want to apologize for that. Like I would never make fun of anybody's mother. I would never make fun of anyone's cancer. And if that came across as like what I said, it came across as me making fun of it. I want to say that I'm sorry and that
I don't ever remember you saying any of that. I don't remember us talking about her since like the second week, like 2.5 or more years ago.
Well, so we've tried as much as possible just not to talk about her.
Yeah.
She and I have kind of made a truce where she would stop trying to talk shit about me on social media, and I would stop talking about her on the podcast. But she brought that up, and I want to say,
So she's still in contact with you.
yeah. I mean, I left open like one international texting app because I wanted to be able to say, hey, man, whatever, stop doing this. But like, I just want to kind of close the book by saying that I am sorry that it came across that I was making fun of your mom. Oh, and that I was making fun of you or saying that you had rabies or that you were rabid. If it came across that way, I'm not saying that, Agata.
And there's no punchline to this. Like, this is like for realsies. Like, for realsies in the last week, you guys have talked, and this has still been an issue.
Right. So
because
like,
for years, I don't think we've even talked about her.
So it may be an issue still. Like, I want her to leave me alone, and I'm going to leave her alone, and this is over. Like, I don't want to talk about her anymore, and I don't want.
I thought we weren't
anymore.
I thought for 2 years we hadn't.
So let's close it by just me saying I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if I have said hurtful things to her, because that's not me anymore, and I don't really want to bring harm to her. And I wish.
But what about all the stuff she did to you?
I don't care.
Yeah, but that.
I'm gonna let it go. So I'm sorry. That's my part.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
So, what else? You want to talk about want an update on the animals outside of my house?
Yeah. You sent me a video of your cats, and then within like 10 feet of your cats was a giant possum. I thought you had a raccoon problem.
I do. There's that one giant raccoon, and then there's one that's pretty close to the same.
And then I told you to kill him, and then you never text me back.
Well, I went. So
I was like, dude, just kill him. And then like me and you had been texting, and I said, kill him. And then the last time. That was like the last time we text, and then all of a sudden today we text. It was like 2 weeks.
We talked about the killing of the squirrel, and I don't want to kill the raccoons. I don't want to. So
aren't they eating all the cat food though?
Yeah, I just been taking the cat food in at night. They're still coming up there. There's still some remnants. That's fine.
But they're not eating the food. That was my thing. My thing is get rid of them if they're costing you tons of money.
They were molesting the cat feeder. But then I started taking it in. But here's the crazy thing. The giant one, I opened the door and I'm like making the cat noise, like trying to get it out of there, and it just looks at me. So I open the door. I'm like, get out of here. And it just is like, it starts scurrying up to me, and it's like moving its hands like, you have food? I swear to God, man, it was like trying to come towards me. And so
did you boot it?
I was like kicking my foot out, like, get, and it wouldn't get. So I went and got I had a paint roller on a stick, and I was like pushing it off the porch with this thing. Like, not off the side, people, down the steps. Like, get out of here, go on. But it kept trying to come back, and finally left.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We had an issue this week with a deer in our city, and the deer, for I want to say for a month now, people in this neighborhood have been posting photos and videos of this deer, and the deer looks like it was hit by a car or something a while ago.
Okay.
It looks very old. It looks like an old deer, and it's a buck, and it's got one huge antler, and then the other one has been snapped off. The side that the antler's been snapped off, his eye is gone.
Oh, man.
So he's missing an eye. His antlers are gone. So he either lost it in a fight, or I'm thinking he got hit by a car.
Yeah.
And he just kind of moseys along, but he's not deer-like. He's almost like a big old dog.
Okay.
Like he just kind of walks and moseys through this one neighborhood. It's not like in a group with other deer, like what's that called? A herd. He's not like in a herd. It's just this one deer that just kind of walks around this one neighborhood, and every night kind of like sleeps in somebody else's backyard.
Ha.
And so this one lady who hadn't had the deer in her yard yet calls us and was like, hey, this deer can hardly walk. I think something's wrong with it. So we show up and we're like roofers. We don't know why you're calling us, but now that we're here, we'll see what we can do.
Right.
And so we look at this deer and it's just like she says, like it's just walking around like the entire perimeter of her fence. It would almost be like if you rented like a pony for like a kid's birthday party. It's walking like that fast, just like around the perimeter of the interior of the fence.
So like if somebody was really entrepreneurial, they could just throw a lasso around this thing and rent it out as a pony.
1,000%.
You should do it.
1,000%. Well, so as we're sitting there, we're doing everything to yell at it, to get it to move, and it would start walking towards us. And because it's like a wild animal, I mean, you're always thinking like, is this thing going to get 3 feet from me and then charge me?
Yeah.
With this like one big rack of antlers. So, you know, you're always kind of trying to stay away from it. And it just walked around. Well, we told the lady, we're like, you know, it's kind of like if it was a hurt squirrel or something like that, there's not a whole lot we can do. Like nature has to take its course. If it was like injured, we can put it down. But we were like, I mean, other than it, like all these old injuries, I mean, it's eating, like it was eating her rose bush.
Yeah.
And so we're like, it's eating, it's walking. I mean, it just looks really old. And so I told Trey, my partner, and I was, this was on a Wednesday. And so I was like, I go, man, I don't think, I'm sorry, it was on a Friday. And I go, man, I don't think this thing's going to last through the night. I think this lady's going to get up the next day and it's going to be, you know, laying down in the yard. Sure as sugar, we get a call the next day and the deer is now laying on the ground and like can't get up. And it's like snorting and doing all sorts of stuff. So they sent out a couple of roofers and they had to actually put the deer down.
Were you one of the roofers?
I was not. I was not one of the roofers.
We didn't talk about that last time. That is kind of your specialty. Even though you are very hurt by killing the starlings, you are the roofer that helps the animals go to the rainbow.
Yeah.
If they
I was given the nickname Dr. Death over the summer of like 2016 because so many injured animals. We went through a summer where there were just tons of injured and sick animals. We had all these like sick skunks and raccoons, and we killed so many of them that we had to start freezing them so DNR could come pick them up and like study them to see like what sickness they had. And so, because I mean, I was every weekend, you know, Saturday, Sunday, I was killing 3 animals a weekend.
Joe, you are Dr. Death.
I mean, and nobody else in the department wanted to do it. And so I would do it. And so it was always just like you'd show up and it would be like a raccoon.
Let me tell these kids to pipe down.
Okay.
Kids!
He's been standing in front of the camera where all I can see is his chest for 30 seconds while I'm trying to tell a story. When you tell stories about squirrels, it's like you're talking to one when you're dealing with Reese Roper. His attention span is everywhere. Half the time I feel like he's not even listening. He's just looking around.
Where's Era? Okay.
He just asked his one daughter, where is Era? Doesn't even know where his kids are.
It's going to pipe down.
Yeah.
They didn't listen. They were like, I can't hear you. The door's closed and I've got headphones on.
You're like, well, I said stop cussing at the video games.
That doesn't happen. Really at this point, the only requirement I have is don't let me hear it. If you can cuss without your folks knowing, I don't care. Like that's what the Bible tells us. Just control your tongue.
Well, back to my story.
Okay.
So I was showing up to tons of like squirrels, like raccoons and skunks walking around like they were zombies, like they were all cracked out. And they would just be walking in circles like in the middle of the day.
What?
Yeah. So they're like nocturnal animals, but they would be like walking in like 6-foot circles and they would be shaking. And
did they eat drugs or was it rabies?
I think it was spice, like K2, like spice.
They had some spice.
They were eating synthetic marijuanas and they were getting all cracked out. They're eating ketamine, getting all cracked out.
Special K. Ketamine.
Oh, Special K.
They're eating that strawberry flavored Special K.
Yeah. That is good. I love me some Special K cereal.
Man, I miss eating cereal. Stupid.
I do too.
Intolerance.
I know we talked about this a few casts ago, and the last time I ate cereal, Heidi and I were like, let's do a cereal day. We went to the grocery store. We bought like 3 cereals each that we wanted to eat. And all we did was eat cereal for like a weekend. But I ate cereal for one meal, felt so awful, and got stomach cramps and everything that I haven't eaten cereal since. And I'll probably never eat cereal again.
Oh no!
Yeah,
This is awesome.
we each got like our 3 favorite. Yeah, we each got our 3 favorite. I got Golden Grams,
Good choice.
Grape Nuts,
Best choice.
and Special K with strawberries.
That's weird.
She got like,
Okay, that's weird. You're like, this one's for you, Grandma.
yeah,
Pouring some out on the curb.
she got like Cookie Crisp,
Good choice.
Reese's Puffs,
All right, awesome.
and I think like Raisin Bran Crunch or something.
Come on, Heidi. Was that for her grandma? She did that in memory of?
Maybe. But
like,
man, we crushed those and I got so sick.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
That's all right.
I don't even know what to say. I don't have anything that exciting in my life.
Well, should we start talking about what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah. Do we need to decide more on it though before we talk about it?
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't made any hard and fast decisions,
Hard and fast.
but like at least do we let the listeners know what's going on? Or do we wait?
Maybe wait. Have we prayed about it yet? Remember, you got to pray about it.
I've been praying about it.
Oh, you have. You're like, yes. This is one of the animals that you have to murder.
Yeah.
This is you, Doctor.
To become a man.
To become a man, you have to kill your podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. So, ladies and gents, Reese and I have just recently started talking about ending the podcast. And kind of the reasoning behind it is when we started the podcast, it was during COVID. If you remember, it was during COVID and everybody was in lockdown and you had come on to do my other podcast, Average Jerks.
Yeah.
And we kind of had a conversation and we just like talking. And it was through that we decided to start this. And when we started it, the idea was that we talk about what goes on with bands, what happened in the 90s with our bands. Each episode we would do like green rooms, or we would do touring vehicles, or we would do backline equipment. And we kind of went through the whole gambit. And when we were done, we were having so much fun that we continued with the show.
Yeah.
And it was COVID, it was lockdown, but at the same time, you were going through family struggles. I was going through family struggles, and it was nice to get on and talk and do all those things as we worked through all of that. And I feel like almost 3 years later now, I feel like you're in a different place. You know, you're in a relationship with Kara. I'm in a different place. And I know for me, it's very, very tough to like find that time as of late to podcast.
So you're working 2 jobs as well. You switch from being a school resource officer to something to doing 12-hour shifts and then substitute teaching.
Yes.
Same, like I was working 12-hour shifts and then I had like 16-hour shifts, but I had all these days off. And now I'm like on call all the time. I'm always at work. So it's been tough just for that. And I think it's like getting to talk to you is one of the highlights of my week. But the fact that we don't have time to prep for this, we usually have like a notes in our iPhones that we send back and forth. And it's been a while since we can update it. We're just like, I don't know what to talk about. Yeah. That's the other thing. We've talked through all of our band stuff at least 3 times.
Yeah. So even tonight, I think I've even repeated 3 stories already.
Right. So we've kind of been sitting on this and just feeling like maybe it's time.
Yeah. When we went from hour-long episodes to half hour, it was like, cool, we don't have to fill that time. But now we're struggling to fill a half hour. And and ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking freebie. Like freebie, I have no problems if Reese and I can get together once a month and pump out freebie stuff and we have an hour-long conversation once a month and do something. It might not be on a scheduled release, but maybe we do something here or there. I got no issues with that. My issue lies in I work hard for my money, and I understand you guys do too. And so even if it's $5 a month, I want you to make sure that you're getting your $5 worth for that month. And a lot of times when Reese and I finish, I don't feel like the stuff that you've paid for is any different than the freebie stuff. Like we're kind of done with like the juicy stories. We've talked about all that. Now, mind you, when it comes to the songs, as of late, the albums that we're going through, I don't really have so much input into those. Cause again, those albums for me are coming from a place where it's like, just like a youth group kid kind of just singing songs. Now if that's the case, I can eliminate that stuff. Like it is what it is. And I can start in on Soundtrack to a Revolution and Sinner's Songbook. And those songs have a ton more meaning for me because those were later on in my life when I'm going through struggles, when I'm doing all sorts of stuff. Those were songs that like I wrote, not necessarily like the band as a whole. And so those I could get into like a little bit more. But other than that, like you said, I think we've gone through all the stories. We've talked about everything. We don't do like a morning show format where we're like, oh, in the news today, Britney Spears, blah, 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 blah. Like we don't do that.
And if we did, we'd forget it by the next week. We'd be like,
yeah, and
crap, we forgot to do that.
And if that's what you want to hear, you have your local radio station to listen to that, to just hear, as Mojo put it, just 2 washed up, ska singers talking about what Britney Spears said on Twitter. You can find that anywhere. And so we always like to think that we're doing something different. So I think this thing is kind of like ran its course. We'd like to try and get to the 3-year. So, right now it's the end of January or the beginning of January. I'd like to try and get to April, but man, it's tough. Like even tonight. So like you said, I went from Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 to now I do 12-hour shifts and it rotates each week. And so every other Monday, which we used to record on Mondays. I can't do every other Monday. And then the Mondays that fall in between, or the Tuesdays that go because you can't do the Monday, then I have my kids who I never get to see. And so I basically like rush home and I have dinner, and then like we chit chat for a half hour at the dinner table, and I'm like, okay, I got to go podcast. It's only going to be an hour. Well, it goes from 8:30 to 9:30. They're in college. They have jobs. So like they're getting ready for bed. So it's like this grappling, this wrestling thing that I'm doing of trying to be able to, just live life and do all that stuff. And so it's very, and I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to get to where I'm like tonight, cards on the table. Like tonight I was like, I don't want to do this. But I also said that yesterday. I don't want to do this. Like I want to watch the football game. And so then I knew if I couldn't say like, hey, let's not do it tonight, because then I wouldn't be able to do it tomorrow and I wouldn't be able to do it Thursday.
Yeah.
And then this weekend I'm going up north, so I wouldn't be able, so it had to be done tonight. But it's just, I think it's just kind of ran its course and what it was once this, like you said, it's the talking to you that I absolutely love. The fact that we record it and let others listen to it, I guess bonus. But I can text you. We can call each other whenever we want.
Yeah.
But that was the thing with me, is just like, it's just a different place in our lives where to just cut that time out is tricky.
Yeah. And I feel like for a while, it was like we were gaining listeners. It was going up. We had time to do it. We had time to put effort into it to make it more exciting. And now we just don't. Like, we don't have that space in our lives. We were like, like trying to get people to interview. We were trying to do this stuff. Well, like that sounds awful to me, trying to get even just the guys in 5-iron to just have a conversation with them, because how much space is that going to take away from like me doing my job or me spending time with my kids or this other stuff, and will it happen and will it be cool? And I don't know. It just kind of takes the wind out of it.
Yeah. And I mean, listeners, I don't want to make this sound like crazier than it is, but it's kind of the truth. Like, there's a reason people have booking agents. To like find people to do interviews is a very busy job. And to be lining up interviews every week is even busier. And I don't have that time to be zipping off emails and trying to coordinate. Hey, what about this night? Just like getting Mojo or Jason Carson or Josh from Dogwood. I mean, just getting a hold of our friends, like you said, band members, just trying to get guys from the Insiders that live a half a mile from my house. It's trying to coordinate that is unbelievable. And with me, it's like it can only fall on like one of two nights. So if there's a guy who's like, well, I can do Thursday. What about you? Well, I can't. I can do Monday and Tuesday. Okay, well, I can't do this Tuesday. I could do Wednesday. Yeah, but I can't do Wednesdays. I can only do Monday, Tuesday. Like, it's that type of thing. And so it's there's a reason why the good podcasts have teams that do all this. Like, bringing Daniel Rock on really helped us. Like, it really helped with the editing and all that stuff. But it's almost like we would need to have somebody else whose sole job that they won't get paid for is to book interviews. And we just can't do that. It's not as easy as I thought it was.
And
I thought I'd be able
to stick to a schedule, which is not going well.
It's not going well. And just like I said about Furnace Fest, it's not as easy as like pulling up your Instagram or your Facebook and, I'm Facebook friends with this person. I'm going to reach out to them. And then they don't answer you. Or they're like, no, I don't want to do it. Or, and like when we started this, I was like, this will be fun. This will be this. And of course, people are going to want to come on and talk to Reese Roper. Like, of course, I'm going to be able to get all these people. If I say, hey, Reese and I do a show, will you come do it? And we got those that said yes right away. And the others, it's either a no or it's a scheduling nightmare. So it's a tough thing that we're doing. And again, I don't want to be taking your money. You guys work hard for it. I work hard for mine. And I don't pay for podcasts. I don't pay for any podcast. You know what I did pay for though?
What?
I have to confess something.
Uh-huh.
So I had purchased Matthew Perry from Friends, his audiobook.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic book. Really
he read
puts. Yes, he reads it.
That's rad.
So it's very weird listening to him talk about all his drug problems and talk about the possibility of him dying from these problems. And then that all happened.
Hey, did they determine a cause of death?
Complications of ketamine. So
Was it prescribed?
no. So
it.
he had gone earlier in the day and done a prescribed doctor watched ketamine treatment.
Oh, it was prescribed.
But no, listen. So he went and did it in the morning. Then during his autopsy, they found a bunch of it in his stomach. They already went and asked the doctor, and the doctor said absolutely not. He was only given X amount at our appointment, and that would already have been digested in his system. So he took ketamine after that.
Bummer.
And I believe what they call the complications were due. I believe the ketamine made him pass out while he was in his hot tub and he drowned.
Yeah.
And then because I believe he said he'd been clean, he'd been sober for 19 months. So he had like Suboxone in his system. So he would use that to kick his opioid. So he was using that every day. That was in his system. The ketamine was in his system, but he also had extreme like heart disease.
Bro.
He smoked 3 packs a day.
Yikes.
Yep. And he talks about it in his book. He woke up one morning, he made toast, buttered it or put peanut butter on his toast, bit into his toast, and all his teeth fell out.
What?
And it was because of like the smoking and the blood circulation through my Uncle Russ. He passed away a few years ago. My Uncle Russ, the same thing happened. My Uncle Russ smoked like a chimney, woke up one morning and all his teeth were on his pillow.
Oh my gosh. So there's your ad for stop smoking. Nicotine. Even vaping, nicotine just jacks your connective tissue.
Yeah.
So when they're like, that's why you have a stroke. It does increase your blood pressure, but mostly it just makes it so your blood vessels just are trash. So you're trashing your kidneys. Your teeth will fall out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All his teeth were on the pillow?
Yeah. My Uncle Russ, his teeth, he woke up and all his teeth were on the pillow.
I can't think of a worse nightmare.
Now, this isn't my confession. So here's the deal. This is the setup to the confession. So I got his book and I've been listening to it on my drives to work.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a great book. And because he kind of grew up in Hollywood, you hear all these like kind of behind the scenes stories about Hollywood. So that kind of got me on like a thirst for like hearing about the backdoor stuff in Hollywood. Guess whose book I just bought yesterday, whose audio book, and I'm listening to?
Who?
Paris Hilton.
Really?
And here's the deal. Here's my confession. About half of her stuff is like, sounds exactly what you think you would hear. Like spoiled rich girl who has no clue how the real world lives.
Okay.
But then there's another side of Paris Hilton that's like the mom who speaks about women and speaks to children. Like I would love for my daughters to listen to it. And the way that she like speaks love and like dignity and like self-esteem into what girls should think about themselves is amazing.
Really?
Is amazing. And so I've been listening to that for about a day. I think I'm on like chapter 2 or maybe, I think I'm on chapter 2 of that, but really, really good audio book. Kind of crazy.
Did you finish the Matthew Perry book?
I did.
Okay. I'll have
did.
to listen to it. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, it is nuts, the demons. And here's the deal. My summation of like his drug life, and this is just my 2 cents, right? But I feel like he was always trying to escape a reality that wasn't true. So like most people, their reality, like their perception of reality is their truth, right? All therapists will tell us that our perception is our reality. His perception was like completely wrong. So it would be like, he's like, my world's a mess because the sky is red. And because the sky is red, I'm going to drink and do drugs because I just want to escape this reality. And everybody's like, but the sky isn't red, it's blue. Yeah. You know, like you're worrying or you think something is going on and it's not. Like the sky is not red. And he's like, yes, it is. It's red. And so because of that, like everything in his life, everything that he attributes to like why he drinks, why he did pills all the time. Like he did 55 Vicodin a day.
Jeez. How did he have a liver?
I don't know, 55 a day. He went to a treatment center in Switzerland. And in the book, he says that like, you know, let's say somebody breaks their wrist and they go to the doctor and they get Oxycontin, you know, for the pain. They said they get like, so if somebody breaks their wrist, they get like 5 milligrams. Right. Of Oxy, and they'll have that, or they'll do like 10 milligrams for the day. He was doing 1,800 milligrams a day, bro, of opioids.
He must have had like no dopamine receptors left in his body.
He doesn't.
Like the only way he could feel joy was to do drugs.
Exactly. He has a whole chapter that's on that. Jeez. And so, but he didn't figure that out till later, like in his last year or so.
Shit.
So like Suboxone and like those drugs that get you off of the opioids that you're supposed to take for a maximum of like 7 days.
Yeah.
He took it every day for 2 years.
Bro.
And because he just burned his brain out, like he had like the littlest pain, you know, like a stub in your toe, like his brain receptors, it was like he got hit by a bus.
Sure.
And then that pain wouldn't go, like he just screwed himself up. He would drink gallons of vodka a day, like a Tito's with like the handle. He would like drink one of those like in a morning.
Oh my gosh. And still be functional.
I don't necessarily know functional, but the book is unbelievable. And as soon as you think he's like gotten it together, I mean, he said he spent $9 million in rehab.
Holy hell.
$9 million in rehabs. Like some rehabs would be like $500,000 to go. Dude. And he'd been to those like 3 times. And then another one and this and that and this and that. And then he would buy a house near a treatment center. And so I think he rolls all those costs into saying he spent $9 million on rehabs. But you read the book too. I'm sorry if hopefully I'm not spoiling. I mean, there's tons of stuff in the book if you guys want to read it. But like another thing he would do is he would go to a rehab and he would be like, rehabs aren't like prisons, so they can't search your visitors. And he would go to a rehab and pay all this money to go to a rehab to have people sneak him drugs in.
Jeez.
And then he would talk crap about the rehab and say how they didn't work, but he was bringing drugs into the rehab.
Oh, Lord.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
I'm going to listen to it. I need it.
Yeah, it's good. It's like $15 for the audiobook on like Apple Books.
Okay. I have Audible and I have like
Oh, yeah.
15 credits because I never listened to the books, and I have the thing.
Oh, yeah. Do that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we talked about it, guys. We're thinking about quitting. We're going to try and draw it out to April 1st. So we make it 3 years. Please write us and let us know your feelings on this. But, yeah, man, we want it to be fun, and I don't know. I don't feel like we're doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like we're having fun. I mean, it's nice to talk to you, but I don't feel like we're entertaining. We're telling the same stories.
Yeah. And it's fun to talk to you about like what we just talked about, like the books, but like, do people want to sit there and listen to that?
Right.
That's the thing, you know?
Yeah.
So if I just sat listening to two people talk about a book that they read, I don't know. So that's it, you guys. We've built a wonderful little community. It's been amazing. It still can be amazing. We don't have to shut down the Facebook page if everyone wants to stay connected and everything like that. It can still be our place where we all go and chit chat and hang out, catch up and see how everyone's doing. But as far as regularly scheduled and paid content, it might be hit or miss here and there. So. And maybe that's another thing. Maybe we don't end it. Maybe it's just hit or miss. Maybe you go, maybe we don't have one during the month of December because it's busy for the holidays. And then maybe you get 2 in January, and then maybe you get another one in April. Like maybe we don't close it down. We just do it when we can. We just have to think all this stuff through.
And we'd appreciate your input.
Yeah. So
and we love you guys.
Yeah. So hopefully this isn't going to be one of those things where it was like, did you know that this was the last time I was ever going to hear the Pickle and Boot Shop? Maybe we'll have another one. Maybe we won't. But right now, we're going to say goodbye.
Piece of pizza.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Amen.
Amen.